You found the piece that you wanted, the pop song that you wanted. You've set it up for your instrument. You're ready to go. So it's time to move on to part 3 of the pop song play along, which is you're actually going to try and record yourself, right? You're going to try and play along and make a little recording of yourself doing it. So for this first part in the demo, I'm going to show you how to do a couple of things to your printed music here to maybe make it a little shorter, a little easier on yourself. So we'll do some setup, what you can do with that, then how to find a spot to cut it off, and how to edit your track. So why don't we go ahead and jump right in. The first thing I've got is I've got my iPad set up, and there are a couple steps where using your keyboard is actually going to be easier. So I've got my keyboard attached to it and ready to go. I'm going to go ahead and open up my file. This is my Oobla Dee Oobla Da. I'm in the Bonnie Bando one. And I've got right here, Oobla Dee Oobla Da, my version by Bonnie right there. It's all set. Now, a couple of things. 3 things we want to do on this step. The first thing we want to do is make this a little bit easier to see what we can work with. By default, Noteflight opens up a piano keyboard. So to turn that piano keyboard off, first step, I'm going to go ahead and just tap the keyboard up here. That gets rid of that, and already we can see more. Next, I want to set it to zoom so I can see. So right next on the zoom, and some of these settings may already be done in yours. If I just check the box that says zoom to fit here, now no matter what I do, I can see the entire page, and that's much more convenient. I'll tap anywhere in the open area to get rid of that. And then finally, we've got a lot of our menus here that are open that we don't really need. In fact, we only need a couple of them. We need the editor, and we actually need the mixer. So to turn some of those off, to give ourselves a bit more room, I'm going to tap the button with the 3 lines here. It brings up all the menus we can. And you can see the checked ones are the ones that display up here. And I mentioned that we only need the edit and the mixer. So I'm going to tap on left and just start going through. I tap it once and then tap on the left to uncheck it. I'm going to leave edit checked because I know I want that one. Check off the text. And then I'm looking for one called mixer. Mixer generally tends to, I'm sorry, sound. Oop, I said that wrong. Sound all the way down here. Then we're going to use the mixer on the sound. I'll tap that and then tap over on the left-hand side. And let's come up back again and tap our 3 lines here so we can see what we've got. Now we've got our sound and our edit, and our mixer's on the sound. My mistake on that. Now notice all this. We got a lot more space here and we're set. So our desktop is set up, or we've got Noteflight, I should say, set up so that we're ready to work with it. We can see it a little bit better. Now, this is a great song. Oobla Dee is one of my favorite songs, but boy, this version of it, the print version of it, is very, very long. If you'd like to try and record yourself playing the entire thing, you're welcome to, but you don't have to for the purposes of this assignment. I just want a little bit. In fact, here it's 6 pages all the way to the end. So I'm going to fast forward things a little bit here and just talk this through. I've already gone through and I've already analyzed this, and I know that I'm going to see. So it plays a short introduction here at the beginning. Then it gets right into the melody. Okay, I know I've got that. Plays the first, plays the first verse, and then look right here. We jump into the chorus. Oobla Dee, oobla da, life goes on. Right. So I go down, and I scroll. Life goes on. And look at this. La la, life goes on. Right here at the end of measure 37. That's one verse. That's one chorus. That's going to be perfect. I am literally going to make this the end of the song on the 3rd page here and get rid of it. To do that, and this is just the easiest way. There are lots of other ways you can do this. If you're interested in just cutting out certain sections, I can work with you one-on-one, but finding a spot maybe where you just have a verse, a chorus, a little bit of song is perfect. All right, so to do this, here's what I'm going to do. This is going to be my last measure. So in the next measure here, I want to make sure that I tap in this area above, the gray bar that's running above the measure. That highlights everything in the measure. Now, I'm just scrolling down through, and I want to make my way down to the end of the piece. So I go all the way out here to page 6, and here's my last measure right here. Now, this does get a little bit tricky. On my keyboard, I'm going to hold the shift button down while I just tap above this measure. You can't see the bars right here because it's not highlighted, but watch what will happen. I'm holding down my shift key, and I tap above, and look at that. It'll highlight those measures. It should be highlighted. We'll go back up to the top here. Sure enough, from measure 37 out to the end. Now, it's a simple matter up in the edit. I can either hit the trash can here, or I'm going to go ahead and hit the delete key on my keyboard. Now, you might have to wait a minute. This is a pretty big operation that you're asking it to do. So if it doesn't react right away, like you saw mine kind of delayed for a second, you might just want to wait. Now, take a look at this. Now we've just got a nice, easy 3-page, and we're all set like this. It's going to play my introduction. Oh, so do it on its own. Then it's going to go ahead and play the first time through the chorus like that. And this is great and all set. I'm not going to sit here and play it for you in this tutorial video, but jump all the way down to the end. Here, let's just listen maybe the last couple of measures. Here. perfect. And it'll just end right there for me and I'm all set. That'll do it for getting it set up for yourself to play. In the next video, I'm going to talk about just a couple things that you can use up here in the sound menu to help you make the best performance of it that you can.